Well, hello again. Now I've come out today to do a bit of bait collecting. I've got my fork with me, got an empty bucket, and I'm heading down the shoreline. Now I'm going to be digging for some gaperclam and possibly some razorclam as well. Now I just want to get a bit of bait to stock up my freezer for any fishing trips I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. I want to get out and target some gilthead bream and maybe some bass on bait as well. So gaperclam is a brilliant bait to use. It's really robust. You can throw it out a couple of times and it stays intact, and that's one of the reasons why I really like it. So I'm heading down to the shoreline now. I've got about an hour till low tide. Hopefully I'll find a few clams. Even if I get a dozen, I'll be happy with that. And if I've got time afterwards, I'm going to head to a different beach and dig a bit of ragworm. I'm wanting to go out tomorrow and target some thick-lipped mullet. So I'll be using little Mep spinners with tipped with ragworm, and yeah, trying for one of those. So if I've got time, I'll go and dig some worm as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to get down to the shore and get digging. Right, so to start with, what I'm going to do, just walk around and doing exactly that, prodding the fork into the sand, and you'll see squirts of water. And these are either going to be razorclam or gapers. There's another one and another one. So I'm going to get the fork and get digging. Well, it's not a clam, but we do have a worm. Little lugworm there. Very light coloured one. And there's the razor. So there we go. First little dig down. That's only a small one, that. But we'll hang on to it for now. And we've got a little lugworm there as well. Well, I believe that's a lugworm. Very pale looking colour to it. It's actually quite sticky. So I must admit, I'm not actually too sure what type of worm that is. Interesting. Well, I've got my first gaperclam. As I just showed you, big squirt of water. Started digging down, and look at that beauty. Nice size gaperclam that. That's the first one we got. Let's wash it off. There we go. Beautiful. There we are, another lovely gaperclam there. Bit cracked that one, but it doesn't matter. It's going to make an excellent bait. Happy days. Well, that's not bad. First 3 digs, we got 2 razor, 2 gaperclams. Now what I'm going to do is continue digging, but I'm going to fill all the holes back after I've dug the lot, just so I can get moving and hopefully collect quite a bit in a short space of time. Well, check this out for a little mini one. It's like the size of my little finger. Tiny little razor clam. Really cool. Gonna stick him back in there. He'll go back down. Well, there we go. That's more like it. A lot bigger size, that one. Had to dig a few forks down to get that one, but managed to get it before it shot off. It's a lot more difficult digging closer to the shore. Obviously the sand is a lot wetter. You've got to pull all the sand up through all the water, so it can be quite tricky. There we are. Could feel that one on the fork. Just crushed it a little bit, but that doesn't matter. Well, I've just been going around tapping the ground and we've come across this guy. Little sand eel. Tiny little sand eel. Just trying to bury itself into the ground. I was just tapping with the fork and it just popped up. Look at that. Seagulls will be after that. Or the bass will later on. Put that back. Well, I've actually snapped that one clean in half. But I'm going to keep it anyway. There's a bit of meat in there. Well, there we go. That's the other half of it there. So at least we're getting it. It's not going to waste. There we are. You can see that one's funnel sticking up out the sand. Beautiful. Well, I've just been having a little cruise through this gully here, come across a sandy patch, and as you can see, lots of lugworm casts. And I've just had one very shallow dig and already found this beast. So I might collect a couple of these while I'm here. Have some lugworm in the fridge in case I fish over the weekend. Well, there are some really nice sized lugworm here. Big, fat. Don't know how well you can see that, but you can see compared to my finger, these things are huge. See if that gives you a better show, but nice fat lugworm. Definitely be coming back here to get a few more of these, that's for sure. So I'm just going to give these clams a rinse off, get them back in the bucket, and then I'm going to head to another spot quickly just to try and dig some ragworm. I don't need a lot, so I'll see what I can get. Sometimes it's alright at this place that I'm going to, sometimes it's really difficult, but I'm happy I got some lugworm. I'll be putting these in the fridge. I've only dug about a dozen, but that should do me, to be honest. Didn't plan on getting any lugworm, so it's all a bonus. So I've just popped down to a different beach now. I'm going to try and dig some ragworm quickly. I should have a good, well, hour and a half until the tide gets too high. The tide is on the turn now, but it's still really low down the beach, so we should be fine. There is someone else digging down here. Like I said before, sometimes you come down and you get quite a few, sometimes it's really hard to find them. You'll always get lugworm, but the ragworm can be quite difficult sometimes. I've not been down here in over 6 months, but we'll get digging. Hopefully we can find a few. I literally only need about a dozen, I think, so I'm hoping it's going to be easy work. So I'm going to start digging now. Now basically all you're doing, we've got lots of water flowing from an outlet pipe up there. That's what the stream is coming down here. Now generally if you just dig close to the water, dig one or two forks deep, you'll come across the ragworm. There'll be lugworm mixed in as well, so we'll just take whatever we can get, but I'm after ragworm predominantly. Well, as always, it's proven to be pretty tough work. Now, I've just checked the time and I'm going to have to leave in a minute. So what I've decided to do is just call it a day for the ragworm. I was going to go mullet fishing tomorrow, but I was going to go on the rise of the tide. So what I might do is come down tomorrow when I've got a bit more time and try for some ragworm here, or I might even go somewhere else. So yeah, it's proven a bit tough at the moment. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow, go out and dig some more ragworm then, and yeah, hopefully we'll have some for the mullet.